I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the
Over 500 protesters and over 200 commuters of El Monte, neighboring cities and communities attend the city council meeting, backed by more than 15,000 signatures opposing the project. However, the El Monte council member ignored will and voices of the people, passed the project with 4-1. Initiative filed to the city of El Monte notice of intent to circulate petition, launched the signature collection action, expressed the concern about the city council's decision of approving medical cannabis project and intend to ban commercial marijuana through legal voting process. Who of you who want to keep El Monte as a safe, healthy, and drug-free community, please to stand up, come out. 1. Join our continued protesting action on January 8th, 2019, the day of the second reading for the medical cannabis project at El Monte City Council meeting, starting at 6 p.m. Respond to our signature collecting for the initiative to start a new city ordinance through election in prohibiting marijuana business in El Monte. 3. The Great Los Angeles Communities Alliance were united communities in LA to protect our hometown from ruining of drug, criminal, and corruption.
The state of California already has a surplus of medical cannabis, so the need for additional production of it is unnecessary. As in the process of submitting the proposal, I'm concerned with the fact that no public health experts were consulted to find if there were going to be any community impacts that relates to the operation of a marijuana business in the city. Also, I want to point out that there are youth and families that frequent the area that they are proposing to have this business at, and that is a concern, whether it's at a city across the street or down the street. They are still youth and families and our future leaders that will be impacted by their concerns, and those that were elected to represent the community should listen to their residents. And I think it's important that they actually accept and listen to what all the residents here are saying and those who are
Things that I'd like the community to know is always be aware about the safety, safety of products. I know everybody talks about medicinal marijuana or medicinal cannabis, and FDA approved. So people are taking a risk when they consume medications that are not FDA approved or medicines. So be aware that the products can contain bacteria, the products can contain mold, pesticides that can really hurt somebody with a compromised immune system. For instance, somebody that is being treated for cancer or for AIDS, they can be very vulnerable to a lot of these bacteria and molds found in cannabis. Last year, there was a case here in California of a young man, cancer patient, that died after consuming medical cannabis because of a mold that got into his system from the cannabis. So be very aware, of the products that people are using, and also with youth, we have to know that cannabis today is a lot more powerful. It's not the same cannabis that people were smoking in the 60s. It's not the same cannabis people were even smoking in the 90s. It is very potent, and so it's a lot higher risk of addiction. And we see that youth are the ones that are most affected by it. And so we need to protect our youth and let them know.
Right now, if we look at the history of, for example, pharmaceutical opioids, at one point they were considered non-harmful, but yet nationally, as we all have seen, there is an epidemic of opioid epidemic. Now we can see the same about tobacco. At one point, the tobacco industry was claiming that tobacco was not harmful to the body. But 30 years later, look where we are. We're finding out that certainly tobacco harms the lungs and bodily function. And is a big cause to the high rates of lung cancer. So now we have marijuana, a new industry that everyone seems to be jumping on board because it is a lucrative business for many. However, we're not taking into account the health impacts on the youth, on those that are most vulnerable, that are still developing, their brain is still developing, their health is still developing. And so what we're saying, what other many local officials are saying that are adopting these kinds of businesses for their local city, they're basically saying what's more important is the income for the community. And what they're also saying is that they themselves are not creative enough to think of other alternatives that will supplement the city's income, and therefore are putting the youth at risk. And they're doing that by normalizing the marijuana consumption. We know that youth are vulnerable and they need to be protected, not just by the parents, but by the cities, by government, by everyone, by the entire community. We've heard that saying, it takes a village to raise a child. Well, that's what we're talking about. So please consider saying that. The recent statistics state that 2.1 million teens nationwide have been experimenting with marijuana vapes. From my understanding in attending the city council during the last vote, this company will be creating concentrates. Concentrates are what are used for the vapes. So we need to really be concerned when we have 2.1 million teens that are vaping with marijuana. And the fact that we don't have the full research on the long-term health effects. So please, take those facts into account, do more research, listen to your people, listen to your community, and do the right thing. Thank you.
Because of primarily this works. Children, we believe that having this massive facility near elementary schools, near residences, sends the wrong message to our children. We would all like our children to grow up not taking drugs, not smoking tobacco, not drinking alcohol. So what kind of message are we sending by putting this facility there? And I echo what everybody else says. Marijuana is a drug. Any drug has an adverse effect. And we don't know all the adverse effects. But they're there. Our lungs don't like smoke coming in, whether it's tobacco or marijuana or a fire. And we're sending the wrong message to the children. That's the most important thing.
El Monte has to realize whatever happens in El Monte might not just stay in El Monte. It comes across the street. If there's a fire, if there's a robbery, if there's groundwater contamination, if there's air contamination, that comes across the street to my neighborhood, to our neighborhood. It's not just whether you approve or disapprove of medical marijuana. It impacts all of us. And so I express my concerns and I'm here supporting this group for that reason.
There's a time and a place for crop production, not in a residential area. Facility here is being arranged strictly for the finance benefit of the city of El Monte. That's my interpretation.
If marijuana is good to my community, if marijuana is good to our country, to our society, to our children, I will support it. But it's not. You have to honor the people because this country is of the people, by the people, and for the people. It's not for the majority. It's not for the minority. It's not for the people. They are greedy. It's not for the people. They are not morally stand. And there we stand. Here we stand. We're not against anybody to make money. We want you to prosperity. We want you to make a lot of money. We want to benefit to this city, but not through this mean. That is a bad mean. What is a good mean? A good mean is that we create jobs. We create a lot of things that people can exercise their gift to contribute to this city. It's not to get the quick money. my church just moved to Temple City, 3 minutes away. What kind of message we're sending to our school? What kind of message we are sending to our youth, our children, because marijuana is okay? Marijuana is very okay. Because we councilmen, we are the leader of this city, endorse it. What does it mean?
Drug abuse in the United States is at epidemic proportions, and the dangers of marijuana are well documented. Recent studies have shed light particularly on the risk of marijuana use to brain development in youth. The accessibility of recreational marijuana in the home is also a danger to children.
That the marijuana is still listed as Schedule 1 drug by the federal law. That means the medicine use is minimal and the abuse is high. So,
And then also they say that that they will have tax avenue. But is the tax avenue really benefit the resident of the city? They never mentioned that. So the money will be using on control it. Then why do we make us to start work to make all these problems to issue? And also, as the other lady was saying that.
Put on blame, and I feel sorry, and I mean that sincere, and I feel very embarrassed that the city is really going to bad neighbors to our neighboring cities, putting this manufactured, cultivated use of marijuana close to residential of Temple City and other surrounding cities. That's a concern.
As everybody come down here today, I want to say I love you all. Since you are so warmly want to serve your community, and you are so good to the people, and you show your concern about children and the people's healthy. Thank you so much. And today I'm going to talk about my concern. One thing is the community. Only community. If the community ruined, nobody have a good life. That's why everybody come out to serve your community. That's very basic thing. What should do. And right now I know I'm Chinese American, and I know what's going on. The drugs damage people. That's why so many Chinese people stand up. Therefore, protecting the community. Nothing else. That's why we should say thank you to them. Thank you for their leadership. Thank you for come out to serve the people. And I want to say that we are going to have community council in every city. We are going to represent the willing of the people to make laws. If it's necessary, we gotta know. California Constitution gave us rights to let us to make a law to change our community, change the city. We have already filed the initiative notice of intent on December 26, 2018. And right now, we are waiting for the response from the city. Normally, 15 days, they will respond. After that, we can collect the names of the voters who want to make the law. And the last year, 36,800 voters, registered voters in Monte. 10% of them, or some people, it's not registered voter yet, but they are willing to become the voter. They can register and come to vote. So I have 100% confidence we can get 10% of voters from the beginning to start the law, to start to give the initiate for the next time voting, then pass the initiative will become the city measure. That will affect a lot. It's nothing the city councils can change that. So that's the whole thing. We can take the marijuana out from the city. That's the way to go. That's the first thing. Second thing, I'm concerning about safety of people who stand up against the evil actions. And there, few accident happened on the December 18. People got injured because stand up against marijuana manufacture. And we have filed letter to the police station, and we ask them to respond in 10 days. At the same time, we have copied the letter to 8 departments, authorities, include FBI and FPPC. Right now, we have got the response from FPPC. They have filed a case, and we got case number. Later on, we will give to the media. And to be president of the alliance, the most concern is the safety of our people. Anybody stand up if they got anything happen to you. If any officials or police officers involved of this, we will chase them to the end. Thank you for everybody coming. We can see today how many reasons are here to express their feeling, their knowledge, and how many organizations, include the church authorities here, and express their standard. And we are all from different places of the world, but most of us live in the Monte. We want Monte to be a good place for live. We all have our American dream. We want the dream to become true. So the most important thing is to come up. Once, like Gabriel, he stands firm to opposing marijuana manufacture. Here, I suggest everybody to support this Kent Goodman. Everybody agree? Yes! Thank you very much. And I hope all of us, through today, will learn something and come back to our neighbors to tell them what we are going to do, what we are going to achieve. Not only at Monte, that's only the start. We are going to block the drugs, including marijuana, out of Los Angeles. This is our duty.
No marijuana factory! No marijuana factory! Cancel marijuana project! Cancel marijuana project! Keep our children safe! Keep our children safe! Keep our children safe! Keep our children safe!
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. We keep fighting until we get success. Thank you. Have a great day.